So hey guys, this is going to be something a bit different. Just kind of want to vent out my personal thoughts on the whole Phil Jackson leaving the Knicks sort of thing because I am a Knicks fan. So truly, what I feel is contentment. A lot of you are saying, aren't you really excited that he's gone? Yeah, I am. But he also did some things right. For instance, he made some good draft picks in Porzingis, and I think Frank Ntilikina, I believe is how you pronounce it, is also going to be another great pick. And he may not become an all-star, but I think he's going to be a decent point guard. It also kind of helps per se his track record that he got onto the squad. Billy Hernan Gomez, who's also now on the all rookie first team. So congrats to you. That was another great pickup that kind of happened in a trade that people weren't quite sure if it was going to pan out like Kristaps did, but he played well, and I think he could be the center of the future for the Knicks. So I think the Knicks have their front court for the future, and I'm hoping Frank is their point guard for the future. Also, it doesn't hurt that we re-signed Ron Baker at midnight. Ron Baker is he's a player that works hard, may not be the best out there on the court, but anytime he is on the bench, he is so energetic, and his celebrations on the bench are some of the best I've seen actually in the whole league. He really puts a smile on your face. So I'm kind of glad he's been signed back, at least for that. Ron Baker, I love you. You are so hilarious. But beyond that, there's a lot of things that Phil Jackson did wrong. We're going to go from the least worst to the absolute worst. Actually, there is also one more good thing that Phil Jackson did. He didn't trade any picks. Past GMs or presidents of operations is what his official title was. They always traded picks for washed up all-stars. That's kind of the way it went. So we kept throwing away our future to try and win now, and it just didn't work. So it is probably the best thing Jackson did was actually keep future assets on the team, and to lower the overall age from like being 30 or 32 down into the mid-high 20s. So that's a really good positive. But starting with the things he's done bad, there's really three things he's done bad. First off, giving Joakim Noah a $77 million deal over 4 years, that was stupid. He's getting old. He's been injury prone. He sat out for most of the year, and he's getting paid $77 million over 4 years. So we now have one of the worst contracts in the NBA, probably behind the contract of Timothy Mozgov. That's a completely different story. And no one's going to want to take on that contract. So we're just screwed there unless if he retires. So we have to hope that there's a team that's stupid enough to take on that contract, or he retires to get that contract off the books. The second worst thing he's done, giving Carmelo a no-trade clause in his contract. I don't think that was entirely Phil's idea, though. I really want to say James Dolan, the Knicks owner, I want to say he was really pushing for it, and he kind of forced Phil to put that in. So I'm not entirely blaming Phil for it, but that was a stupid move because now Carmelo is nearly untradeable. And he's become basically untradeable because of the worst thing he's done, which is bash Carmelo on Twitter and social media. If you don't like a player on the team, wouldn't you think the sensible thing to do would sit down, talk to them, and say, hey, so it's not working out here. Could you maybe waive that no trade clause and maybe we can test the trading market for you and see what we can do? And then Melo Low might say, well, let's see what options we have and let's go from there, and then everyone is happy. It's then a roses and daisies, no drama. But no, Phil goes to Twitter and basically says Carmelo would be better off somewhere else. And he does this all year long. And it's really devalued Carmelo's market. And it's also devalued Phil Jackson's legacy. Because he's coached some amazing basketball teams. And he's got a lot of rings. But when you're now a president of operations and you're bashing your own players via social media, that doesn't sit well. No, it doesn't work. It's bad. It's horrible. So I don't know if he's going to even get to be even anything for any more basketball team after this. I honestly think his basketball career is just done. I really think that he ruined it. He's now done. He's going to now sit at home until he dies. That's personally what I think. He ruined the Phil Jackson name by bashing Carmelo on social media. But I think now with Phil Jackson gone, I think there might be some trade market value coming back because now other teams see, oh, we're now not dealing with him, with Jackson. We're now dealing with currently Steve Mills, but hopefully they get someone in who might be just a little bit more competent and might know the league a little bit more, and it's going to be a little bit more well respected than Phil Jackson. So I kind of lost all of my trust and love for Phil Jackson at this point. Case in point, it was time Phil went. So all Knicks fans are rejoicing that Phil Jackson is gone. Now, I purposely did not bring up the Derrick Rose trade in his good points or bad points, because that's a neutral point. I think Derrick Rose was a good one-year tryout that could have went super well, and he could have been even 80% of what he was in his MVP year. Or, worst case, he just got hurt again, and he didn't play. Luckily, he played, and he was decent, but I don't think he fit what we're trying to do. So it was a good tryout. The Knicks might re-sign him, but I don't think they should re-sign him for 25. I think they should sign him more of like a 10 or 15 per year deal. Like, just kind of bring down his price some. Just kind of use him as a mentor, maybe for Frank, and just kind of help build up these younger guys. But in that trade, we did get rid of the Robin Lopez contract. We got him off of the books, which was good at the time until Joakim Noah got signed. So those just cancel each other out because Lopez had a pretty bad contract. He's not, I would say Lopez is better than Joakim right now, but he was still on kind of a bad contract. So we did get him off of the books, but then we just brought in Joe Kim, who has an even worse contract. So that doesn't even matter. So these are my honest personal thoughts on the Knicks right now. Is the future is looking young, the future is looking bright, and I hope that Jeff Hornacek can start to run his offense the way that he wants to do it, and I hope they start doing well. And I'm going to end this whole thing on this. God be with the NBA West, because so right now there's around 18 All-Stars, possible All-Stars in the West. We all know all of them can't make it. So I think this coming year there's going to be quite a few upset players and a lot of upset fans that certain players did not make the All-Star team. But this is what happens when you put basically 13 of the 14. No. How is it worded? So 13 of the top 14 players in the league right now are in the West. That's kind of sad. I don't know what to think of this, because I want to say, why are these players being traded to the West? Because now the West is so strong that it's going to be hard to win games, and you're going to have to be playing a lot more hard-fought games than what you are in the East. Because the East has Boston and Cleveland. Then everyone else, they're all just kind of okay. There's good players here and there. There's potential for good teams. But for this upcoming year, there may only be 2 East teams that have 50 wins or more. Everyone else might be at 500 or less. I really think that it's going to be Cavs and or Celtics at 50 plus wins, and then the 3 seed and beyond might be at 42 and 42 or lower. So this is horrible. I really hope that the NBA can step in and say, this is getting a little crazy. We need to rebalance this here league. We now have to force trades or something, because the West is getting a little bit out of hand, because now you've got Harden and CP3, Paul George and Westbrook. You've got the T-Wolves who are going to be stacked here soon. You've got Anthony Davis and Cousins in New Orleans, but they're probably not a playoff team. You've got the Warriors of all teams. You've got the Spurs, who are always there. You've got Portland, who's got McCollum and Lillard. But there's more players I'm missing. And there's still talks that Carmelo might go join the Rockets, which I wouldn't mind having Carmelo off of the Knicks team. I really wouldn't mind that. But the West is getting so stacked that the road to even the playoffs is going to be very hard. So a lot of these aging stars are going to have to be playing more games, which then means by the time the playoffs come, they're all going to be worn out except for Golden State, because they have four All-Stars. So I'm sorry, but a lot of these teams, I think, might be wasting their time trying to win now. I think if you're going to try and win now, some of the players need to form a super team in the East. That's personally what I think. I think Cleveland just needs to make a move for basically another top 15 a player, and then I think they would take down Golden State. But if these teams keep on building the 2-player all-star rosters, it's not going to cut it. It's honestly not going to cut it. Because Golden State still has KD, Curry, Thompson, and Green. I mean, as much as I don't like them, that's still the best lineup in basketball. So, comment down below your thoughts of right now on the current Knicks situation or the current NBA situation. Because this coming season, the West is going to be very interesting as to what happens. So, I thank you all for watching, and make sure to follow me everywhere on the internet.